our top story. The Pentagon added over 130 Chinese companies to its blacklist, labeling them as in the favor of the Chinese military while operating inside the U.S. What it means for the U.S.-China competition. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni says she doesn't see Trump's recent warnings about the Panama Canal and Greenland as a sign of military coercion, but rather a warning to China. Hands off the strategic assets to the United States. And a lawmaker pushes a bill as debate over the Panama Canal heats up. The move would give the president-elect power to regain control there amid activity from China. Over 100 Chinese companies operating in the U.S. are helping advance the Chinese military. That's according to the Pentagon. It released the updated list of these companies Tuesday. The move is being seen as a further curb on Beijing's access to advanced U.S. know-how. In the race for superior defense capability, cutting-edge technology is key. The Pentagon lists a total of 134 entities, 57 Chinese firms the department believes are aiding China's military while operating inside the U.S., as well as 77 subsidiaries tied to them. This list is designed to counter a tricky strategy the Chinese Communist Party has been using to skirt restrictions and other sanctions. The Pentagon calls it China's military-civil fusion strategy. Beijing has vowed to build a world-class military by 2049. The Defense Department has warned that this military-civil fusion strategy is an aggressive tool for Beijing to achieve that goal through exploiting foreign resources that are disguised as civil business dealings. The Pentagon updates the list every year, and the latest version almost doubled the number of the listed companies from the year before. And Apple's biggest rival in China, Huawei, the battery maker for electric vehicle maker CATL, video game giant Tencent, and a state-owned shipping line Costco all made the list. The DoD's findings say these companies have contributed to the development of the Chinese military, despite their businesses appearing to have little to do with the defense industry. Being on the list doesn't mean instant punishment, but it will discourage American companies from working with them. In some cases, it could lead the Treasury Department to impose sanctions on these entities. Some of the companies are already feeling the heat. Tencent's shares listed in Hong Kong dropped by nearly 11% when the market closed on Wednesday. CATL's shares in Shenzhen also dipped by over 4% as of Thursday. Incoming President Donald Trump is facing mixed responses from the world after he refused to rule out using military strategies to take control of the Panama Canal and Greenland. Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni said she sees Trump's message as a warning to China. The comment follows the Italian leader's recent visit to Trump's Florida home. She spoke in Rome Thursday.
I rule out the possibility that the U.S. in the next few years will try to forcibly annex territories that interest them. I think Trump's statements are more of a message to some big players, some other major global players, rather than hostile demands against those countries.
Meloni also echoed Trump's concerns over China's increasing presence around the Panama Canal and in the Arctic region, where most of Greenland is located.
The Panama Canal was built in the early 20th century by the United States. It is essential for the global market. It is essential, obviously, for the United States, for the connection between the two coasts, etc. Greenland is a particularly strategic territory close to the North Pole, rich in strategic raw materials. These are both territories in which, in recent years, we have witnessed a growing Chinese protagonism.
Trump emphasized that seizing control of the two locations is critical to U.S. national security, especially with Communist China looming over the two choke points. The Panama Canal connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. The U.S. is the Panama Canal's biggest customer, with numerous Navy fleets and commercial ships passing through it every day. China follows the U.S. with the next highest number of transits through the shipping lane. The canal allows ships to cut through Central America and sail between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans in about 8 hours on average, saving ships days of sailing time. The shortcut is a significant part of both global trade and defense routes. As for Greenland, the world's largest island, is rich in minerals minerals and oil resources. It sits on the shortest route connecting North America and Europe and is governed by Denmark. If the U.S. government were to take control of the land, it could boost the U.S. military presence in the Arctic region and help counter threats posed by Chinese and Russian militaries. A congressman is taking President-elect Trump's wish to regain control of the Panama Canal to the next level. Rep. Dusty Johnson introduced a bill to let the president negotiate the return of the Panama Canal to the United States.
Johnson says China's activity around the canal is a cause for concern. Former President Jimmy Carter handed sovereignty of the U.S.-built canal to Panama in an agreement that took effect in 1999. But the United States retains some rights. One is to take military action to secure the canal from foreign aggression, or if the canal is used to interfere with U.S. interests. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries brushed off Trump's efforts. Jeffries remarked that House Democrats don't believe they are sent to Washington to invade Greenland, rename the Gulf of Mexico, or seize the Panama Canal by force.
Former President.
You see what's wrong with these Democrats? You just heard it's a threat to national security. America. Us, people in America. I believe the Democrats are working with China. I truly believe the liberal Democrat progressive is working with China. Because the Panama Canal is important. It's very important. Greenland is very important. You see, China is getting bigger and bigger and more as a threat inside the United States and outside the United States. And the Democrats keep on protecting these people. Why? Because they want America destroyed. They want you destroyed. They want us conquered. They want no more of us. The Democrats, liberal, progressive, every time it comes to helping America, saving America, pro-America, the Democrats always, the liberal Democrat Party, Progressive Party, always find a way to get in the way to stop it or try to stop it. You better wake up.